They won't let me be great every time I
So,
try.
Jen, tell the people your sister was out of order.
They pick me up just to pull me down. That's all they do.
No, we always pick you up.
No, he was wrong because he missed the point.
He
of
missed
the
the point of the conversation. Did he leave? I'm
And
sorry.
yeah, so we can't even finish.
So anyway, the point is, everybody, that then Victoria comes in with her dashiki dress on, looking very cute, but she is very short.
Thigh-high boots.
But she didn't go to work.
But I was not at work today.
So this is appropriate if you're not at work.
And
That's all we were saying.
That Kristen's outfit was appropriate had she not been at work.
Right. Or Saturday. That's all. But it's
So
a
he
love.
was trying to say that because it wasn't ethnic,
right.
we didn't approve.
That's why we didn't come against you or we
Right,
didn't say nothing
right,
about you
right.
because your dress was ethnic,
Yeah.
and that's not the case. But
because I
anywho,
wasn't at work today.
right. So moving on, now that we cleared that up, as they both sip, and I have nothing. So I got my water. All right. So we did want to start off before we got into that whole tangent, just saying that we wanted to actually recognize, that all that's going on in the world and all that, and with all the hurt and pain that happened in Florida, and just everything that's going on. And so we just wanted to acknowledge that and send our thoughts and prayers, because we all are not immune to what's going on. I think we all hurt and feel bad for all that's going on. But I think for us as a show, we try to keep it a little more lighter than that. I think we recognize what's happening, but we don't try. We just want to send a little bit more joy.
Space, yeah.
And this is really not the space for it to be able to deal with all of those things, because that's a lot to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
But we do just want to acknowledge, just send our thoughts and prayers, and
Absolutely.
just pray that, all those kids that have been harmed and, that have been killed, all the families, the victims, and all that. So we just want to send that out to.
Yes, we send our
Y'all remember I was
condolences.
at the Columbia Mall shooting.
Yes,
It wasn't a
that's
mass
right.
shooting, but
But
it
you
was
were there when it happened.
traumatizing
Right.
to watch on the news, the day that it happened. Mm-hmm.
At Columbia, yeah. So I think that, so anyway, we just wanted to say that, because I still think that we should acknowledge that we
Absolutely.
understand and we know what's going on out
Especially
there.
today because they actually had a listening session.
Oh,
at the
yeah,
White
yeah.
House.
Exactly. Don't even. But anywho, so another Side of Shade episode is back.
Yay!
We're here.
Yay.
And
Even though every day is a side of shade for me.
it really is. I mean, for who? Wait, meaning
For
against
everybody.
you? Everybody gets shade.
Everybody.
No one is exempt from shade. I'm sorry, what? Okay.
We have a moment.
I guess. So anyway, so tonight we are actually talking about being, I think this all things black. We call it black. I don't want to say the word, but just AF.
Black as fuck. That's what
Oh.
the AF stands for.
Okay, she said it. So
I'm sorry, mommy.
right? Mommy already knows. But no, so I think it's all the excitement about Black Panther. Like that's really
Wakanda
what
forever.
we've all went to see it at this point. She's seen it twice. Okay, she's seen it twice. But I think we were all. I don't even know what I was expecting. I knew it was gonna be great, but
That's
I just
right.
wasn't
That's all I was
sure.
expecting was
I wasn't
greatness.
right. I wasn't really sure where it was going, and so
greatness.
I think that now more than ever, like I went with my husband and my daughter, and so he went to see it twice. But he would, for him, because he's not really into those kind of movies, like action and Marvel, that kind of comic and all that. He just really, so it was just like for him when he comes home and says, "Oh, that movie was good." I was like, "Okay, if he's okay," but I knew everyone was saying it was gonna be great, so I don't even know what to say. It just lived up to all the hype, all that it was worth.
It was beyond.
Yeah.
It was everything. Like
Yeah.
it was everything. Did you go see it yet, Diamond? I know you saw it. So I think we were just saying that let's just talk about this blackness, and not just Black Panther, but just in general where we are and all that we've progressed through and all that. We're not here to get real deep because it was definitely some moments where I was like, yo, I needed to rewind. Like,
Right.
I need somebody to take. But that's why I was glad I wasn't in.
Like,
I
hold
ain't even
on,
gonna
hold
lie.
on.
No,
Did that really just happen?
for real, no shade. But I was glad I was in the movie where it was quiet because only one person had a good time moment and was like, yes, that's right. One of them. Only one time. So I was like, okay, I'll allow you that because the movie is good. But that's not get out of hand because, people get in the community. They just get real.
Yeah. No, in my theater, it was actually packed on a Wednesday morning.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Families,
What time did you go?
11:30 today.
Oh, you just saw?
Yeah, she just
And there
saw
was
it.
kids in there. I mean,
Just taking out for school. I mean, people. It's a holiday. I mean, but
This
it's been
week.
it's been
This Friday.
holidays. Yes.
It's Black Panther week.
Yes.
If
So
you're gonna let your
people were
baby
in
skip
there.
school, take them to the movies to
This
see.
is what they
Like,
doing.
could have been there. I was like, I know it's not spring break.
It's
yet.
not spring break.
No, it's
I
not
feel like spring break, but it's not.
But everybody was pretty serious. Like there was a couple people on my road, but they commented, but it was like an intense type of thing. Like it
Right.
was that kind of like.
Right.
But everybody was like, and nobody left until the
Yeah.
until the last.
Oh yeah. I see
Right.
people walking out. I was like,
Till the last
I've already been warned. I've been warned. So I said, let me sit.
Yeah,
But
the
we
first time
stayed.
I left at the very first
You
little
left.
credit snippet,
Okay.
and then it was a credit snippet again.
Oh, okay,
I
yeah,
left
yeah.
during the
You
first
left
one.
the- okay.
So the second time I was like,
So people must have been warned.
So, let me
because
ask
a
y'all-
good chunk of people left after the first, and more.
Then
I saw
people-
the
yeah, I
credits,
think people knew
and I
at that
left.
point.
People were still sitting, but they were like chatting,
But I
or
mean-
whatever.
Hey yo,
So
it was like 1 million people in the credits. I was looking for my name. I said this every the credits was it was just on and on and on and on. So that's why people kind of left. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
you know.
that's why I left, because I was like, okay.
But no, let me ask you a question.
I'm going back
Can
in.
we now disclose, like, can we talk about
what
it?
I was wondering.
Because now people, like, okay, over the weekend, everybody was like, no, you can't say nothing.
Right.
right.
Because, and I
You need
appreciated
you need
that.
for people to-
But some people still
I
haven't
don't
seen
know.
it yet.
No,
And
it's
I'm
like Happy New Year.
It's like Happy New
The
Year.
moment has passed.
Has it?
So today was the last day?
You're done.
Today was no
You're
spoiler
done.
alert. We shouldn't do it.
You're done.
Really?
You're done.
We can't hold on to it?
Should we wait
You're
until
done.
I feel like we wait till Friday. You gotta let people go to the weekend. Some people didn't get paid till Friday. You gotta allow people a
I
moment.
was wondering the same thing.
No, the next Friday.
Then you
Everybody
should've
didn't get
had
paid
your-
last
no,
Friday.
You should have got your tickets in advance.
well,
So
they
you
know
booked
it's
2
coming.
weeks.
No,
in
it was sold
payday.
out. Okay, I'm sorry.
I was wondering the same
Let me
thing.
give. Oh, let me make sure I give the
So,
number real
call
quick.
If you can tell us
Call
what's
in and
the-
okay. The number is 404-436-1277.
At what point
Nah.
can we start giving stuff away?
Wakanda
Is
forever.
anybody saying anything? What they saying? Like,
Somebody said I haven't seen it yet.
see,
What
I don't.
is wrong?
We
Why?
gotta wait. We
No.
gotta wait. Wait a minute,
wanna
Jen.
wait.
Do we
Somebody
let
else
them
said I
know?
haven't seen it
Do we
yet.
talk about it?
Jennifer, let them.
People haven't seen Purple
No,
Rain.
no,
Don't do that.
Mackenzie.
He tried
Uh-uh.
it. You hear what he said? He told us some people haven't seen Purple Rain.
But we,
Really? So should we not discuss
That's
it?
what I'm saying.
but I think we can discuss it maybe without.
No, we can't. I think we let it go. I think we don't. I think we allow. No, you can discuss without detail.
Yeah, that's what I
The
mean.
movie, they talk about it a little bit, but they don't give away the
Well, I'm
plot.
just gonna say
Right.
this.
Okay. Is this a spoiler alert?
It's not a spoiler.
Okay. Look at this one. You saying let it loose?
Lupita,
You got to record it on your phone? What you saying? What?
It's Lupita,
Oh yeah, she was.
Nakia,
Yeah.
Who's that?
Lupita. Oh,
Nakia.
Nakia. Lupita.
Lupita Nyong'o, short hair.
The general?
I'm sorry. Did you see it?
I'm about to
I'm sorry. Did you
Why?
see
I
it?
don't think he saw it.
Did you see it?
Ex-girlfriend?
Were you there?
Yes.
Ex-girlfriend.
That's all. Hold on. The fact that you.
No name.
I'm sorry. The fact that you
That's
identify her as an
good
ex-girlfriend when she was so much more than
Oh,
the
you're
ex-girlfriend.
old.
Social worker. I had to get this out.
The old
I don't know
flame.
if this is
Don't do
or-
that.
She was a social worker. I just had to say that.
What you mean? Tell me more.
But see, now I'm gonna give.
No, don't give.
Oh,
I just-
you mean in the film?
In the film.
In the film.
Oh yeah.
And I was just.
Oh, that
So
good.
I was just.
So you was all. You had a moment.
Everybody
I
identified with
was literally
something.
She was
weeping.
everything.
I was
Yeah.
weeping.
Aw.
You
Because I
what?
was like.
That profession
Just
reveal.
yeah.
Because they didn't have to say what it was, but the fact that they had the strong women. She was a social worker. You had another one that was an engineer. You had another one that was a general.
Yeah.
And you had the matriarch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It was something powerful, and
It was
I
very
do
powerful.
like that all of the like, and they
just-
explained a lot of the imagery anyway of what the importance of how each woman was represented. So I like that they were all different,
And they were strong?
and they were
Oh,
strong.
yeah.
They
I
were
know you said that
strong,
already, but
but
they
they
were
were
strong,
all different.
They were
and
not
so
to be
you can
played with.
appreciate
Right.
the likeness of each of them and their personality, and it wasn't.
And they
It was
all-
nothing that was not. You know what I mean?
You
Like
needed all of
Nothing
that.
sexual,
no,
which was really good.
no, but they was bad. But
Oh,
it
there
wasn't
was no
sexual.
joke. That's what I'm saying, but it was no.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes
But
in
that-
Marvel.
But I feel like Marvel, you do.
No, cause like Tony Stark's Iron Man, he's like a playboy type.
Oh, okay, I
It's
see what you're
like-
saying.
It's not like overt.
Right,
but
right,
it's
right,
just,
but
like,
yeah.
subtleties.
Right. Yeah, it was none of that. This was
She,
really.
she gave all kinds of life in that
Family
green
friendly.
dress in the
This was
casino.
family
Yeah, it was.
When she came through, it was like,
That's
have
what I'm
arrived,
saying.
honey.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what I'm saying. Her, Nakia,
Agreed.
Yeah. And so I saw somebody's, and then I go to the comment section, honey. And so I saw I saw somebody put in the comments that, oh yeah, I was happy about the fact that there was, basically all black cast, black director, until I saw the producers. I'm just like, man, we've been bamboozled. I'm like, I'm sorry.
They did not say that.
Yes, they did.
Are you kidding?
I'm so serious. And this is what I know. I should start reading the comments. I gotta find this. I gotta not know what the people saying.
Disney was the
I don't want to think
distributor.
of energy in my life. I'm just gonna celebrate.
And that's what I'm saying.
I'm about to say, we don't
it's
have time.
always one.
I'm
But
not-
when
I refuse to get worked up by the
But I
ignorance.
bring
It's
that
too
up.
much.
I bring that up because it doesn't matter what we do. It's always going to be something. It's not enough, or wasn't this, or they should have did this, And I'm like, we can always think of a million things somebody should have did, but the reality is that this is what was presented, and they did a damn good job at it.
Oh my
They
goodness.
did a damn good job.
Record breaking job.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, and I think you still get worked up. What she did, just
It's fresh.
It's
It's
fresh.
fresh, right.
Just so,
It's just
yeah.
there.
I saw it. I saw it yesterday.
It was definitely some tearful moments.
Yo, it was. I know you like. Am I crying?
Right.
What's this salty discharge? I know. No, because it made you feel good. It just
did.
highlighted all the beauty in us.
Yeah.
And it was beyond just, and I'm not just because we look gorgeous on screen, no doubt about it. But I'm just saying what we're capable of, who we are as people. I mean, even people who, it didn't give you this, what I like, okay, this is another thing about films and just, I think TV, all that, where you didn't necessarily have to identify who was right and wrong, who was a bad person, who was a good person, because you were able to see the complexity in all the characters. That gave you a view of, even though in society's mind this is viewed as bad, but when you understand the background
And
from
the
each of those
motivation.
person and
It
the
wasn't-
motivation
he
behind
He
it,
wasn't really a villain.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he wasn't
That's
really
what
a
I
villain.
liked about it.
Yeah, but that's what it is. A lot of times we just don't know. A lot of times, not all the time.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, a supposed villain thinks he's doing right.
Right.
You just
That's
don't
right.
know his
You don't know
story.
You don't know
the good
story.
guy that was
And
there, maybe.
Right.
Right.
Down
Right.
He didn't know the
right.
whole story.
He didn't.
He knew
Right.
his part of the story.
Right.
So he was working from that angle.
But
Right.
isn't that how most people operate?
That's
Where
right.
you can't, and that's what sometimes now when you see a lot of between films and TV, it's definitely capturing all of the complexities of an individual anyway. But it's like now we don't have to just put people in a box to say that just because they did this thing, whatever that thing is, that now they considered this.
Right.
Or they, because they were, now they consider. So it allows you to open your mind up to just be exposed to a little bit more of who the person was, because everybody has a backstory.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the whole push and the whole reason why we get so hyped when we see ourselves in mass in films and creating films and behind the scenes, because we've always known we were more complex because we're human.
Right.
Right? So gone are that's why we don't want to just keep seeing Tyler Perry movies, and we just don't want to keep seeing slave movies.
Right.
Because there's so much more to us than those things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I think it's important for us to sort of reflect on sort of how we've gotten to this point.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because we started off.
Oh,
being
yeah.
Very, it was a very limited. We had to celebrate every little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Where
even-
just one person in the film, and she was, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, and that kind of showed that it didn't have to be. I thought, I can't even say it. Okay, I guess we gotta wait until next when we come back to talk about all of. But I'm just saying there was some.
While she processed it.
Okay, go ahead.
What was the name of the tribe that was on the mountain?
Oh.
The group of guys that was on the mountain.
They got a name. Just call him.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
What you still
I feel like they
let
were, like,
that
bears
sit
or
in?
something.
You like them? You
The
didn't
dude,
like
the main
them?
guy.
I was sitting next to my sister when we was watching the movie the first time, and she was like,
Who was this?
should I be excited about the fact that they're coming through the cave like this? I was like, yes. Good God, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, she said Jabari. Is that what it
Yeah.
was?
Okay.
Look at
All kinds
before
of-
she
I
know.
know. She came through. Jennifer.
Just when I was thinking,
Let's just-
wasn't gonna have nothing sexual.
Nah,
No,
man.
but it was a beauty.
The vibe.
It was
yeah.
the vibe.
Yeah, I get it.
They came
in,
I
everybody
get what
like-
you're saying.
I mean, even I don't remember everybody's name either, because I couldn't remember the guy that
I don't know
was
nobody's
from.
name.
I know from Get Out. Like I had to go to the
I
actor.
just knew the
Get
guy
out.
from
Get
Get Out.
Get out.
But that, it's just so many ways. Like that's all I knew. So like that's why I'm like I have to see.
That's
it
like
again.
Curtis
No,
Moore
Shaq.
talking about, yeah, Randall was in the movie.
No,
From This Is
Michael
Us.
B. Jordan and y'all know Chad and y'all know nobody else name.
No, but
And
I'ma
Angela
tell
Bassett.
you,
That's all
like
they-
I ain't
Forrest
even.
Whitaker.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like
That's so
he
sad.
did his thing in that.
Who?
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
Like
yes.
I was like
Did y'all
impressed.
think he could play
Yeah,
Antagonist?
Yes. I mean, I didn't really know
I didn't.
what he.
I wasn't sure.
I didn't think he could.
I wasn't
I didn't
either.
think he could pull it off.
I was
He pulled
concerned,
it off
but
pretty
he
well.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, he did a good job. I don't know what he
He
changed.
captured it.
But
Yeah.
he
He
did.
channeled something, yeah.
He did.
Because part of it too was not. There was a bitterness there. You know what I'm saying? And I think whatever he did, I feel like he went to that place.
Yeah,
Because
you had
when I
to.
saw him, I just saw bitter.
Because when you see
I just
him
saw
off,
bitter.
when you see him off camera, he's
He's
just
always
always
smiling.
smiling and always.
That's right.
So you had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. Like when you think of like just what we call the evolution of black on film, you know, or on TV, just how we have progressed and seeing us in a different light, where it's not always the standard or the typical roles, and that is exciting. And I think that I heard like you. Even the like, I don't really think it was any. I think some of that stuff just be made up when people be saying, "Oh, I heard somebody," you know, people's coming. I think really, it's more of the excitement than anything else. It was none. I don't think like all of that. The excitement really
Being
outweighed
in the theater
anybody
the
negativity that
weekend
people come
of,
against.
like being in the theater that weekend, it was just
It was a
such
vibe.
good vibes. Like to
Yeah.
see people all together, like I said, seeing the families
And the
dressed alike in their
outfits and
t-shirts
yes.
and outfits, and people was not even caring. Like I saw all kinds of outfits walking into the movie theaters in White Marsh. I loved everything about it.
Yeah.
Even when we went to the movie theater in Cinebistro. What is that? In that area, they were still dressed up. Yeah, in that area. Still dressed up. And it was just so nice. Everybody was so nice and friendly until to the bistro. But everybody was so nice and friendly. And it was a vibe. Like,
Yeah.
you felt this energy when you walked in. Like, you just wanted to go high five and hug people.
Right.
Like, hey, girl, you
Right.
cute. All right. How we doing? We in here.
And even when I saw and then also like, so that before we got to Black Panther, I mean, there was a lead up. I think TV, we saw, I think I've seen a big transition in TV of how, you know, a lot of the shows that have been coming out are, you know, our Queen Sugars. I mean, even I thought about, I don't know if you watched the Emmys when, I call him Randall, but Sterling K. Brown,
Yeah.
when he went up and gave his speech, and I think it was at the Emmys, when he said the fact that somebody made a part for a black
that's
man
right.
made so like, because I think it was always this thing about I want a role that it don't matter if you're black or white
That's
to
right.
play, but his thing was what's wrong with
That's right.
a role being made for me because I am black.
That's right.
I mean, that's an honor.
A certain
Yeah.
type of person has to play that
Yeah.
part, right?
Yeah.
But so next week, people are hyped because we got the Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder merge.
Yes.
So that's like it's another like people are hyped about
The Scandal
What?
and
About that?
How to Get Away with Murder.
the two shows that are coming together.
I'm like 4 seasons behind on Scandal, so I have
Get
no
Not
outta
idea.
here.
four.
No
You mean the
TGI
show when it
TV.
first
Are we
started?
on oh my God.
TGI TV.
You watched the first season and that's it.
Right.
Yeah, you
So
behind.
we're
people
done.
are hyped about that because now we have 2 black leading
Yeah.
women.
This is
about
going to
come-
be an
Yeah.
amazing
about
freaking
coming
Yeah.
episode.
They both gonna do
One
so it's gonna merge the
episode.
show. Like only
Oh,
for this
because
episode.
Scandal's
Because
ending?
Annalise
Oh.
is coming to DC.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
And they're
Yeah.
gonna end up.
And I mean,
That's cool.
Jennifer.
again,
We in there.
also I must say, and I'm sorry, another reference to the movie Black Panther, because this is also relevant. The power in black women. Like, I'm sorry. They was out here, was they
Getting busy.
They were out here, and it shows, like, even on the shows, like, I'm just saying that a lot of women are writing these shows. A lot of these women are directing. A lot, like, it's just,
Because that then connects to Queen Sugar,
yeah.
right? So we got Scandal, we got How to Get Away with Murder, and then we got Queen Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And the women on that show, first of all, everybody behind the scenes,
Yes, women.
women.
Yes.
and then you got the people in front of the. I mean, you got Charlie.
Yeah.
Who was like straight boss.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like she's in that category. Then you got Nova,
Mhm.
right? Who again, community organizing,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all these strong. Aunt Vi.
Right.
So like you get to
The
see
matriarch,
again
yeah.
the various types.
Yeah.
You know, like how we show
That role
up.
we
Right.
play, right.
But
How
do
we
you
show up.
think that these like what do you think about how that plays out in just day to day? Like, does that now, because a lot of the vibe was that it's so good for kids to see, themselves, someone who looks like them on screen playing a hero and that sort of thing, and not whatever.
Yeah.
But then I'm just wondering sometimes for women, like, how do we process or deal or take that in that we are great? Because I feel like a lot of times we just move because this is what we do, but we don't really take it in how great we are.
That's right.
And I think that that's important because it's just like, I feel like sometimes it's just like, well, this is just what we do.
Well, that's why, again, that's why I was weepy at Black Panther, because recognizing, the social work aspect, like, she was an activist.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she was saying, like, I don't want to be a queen.
Right.
Right. Like, what if I'm not ready for that?
Right.
Like, I'm out here trying to save the world and do things my way. You know what I mean? And I think, again, that's a part of what we were talking about before. Can we just be?
Right.
Right.
It's
And
hard not to just go in.
Don't do
I
it.
know.
Don't do
Because
it.
I'm
Don't do it.
thinking
back.
you guys
Going
know
back.
for those of you who have seen it, that very powerful moment of battle.
Yeah.
It
don't-
was that part right there.
Yes.
We could have ended the movie
Yes.
right
Yeah.
there, literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
That right there, if
Yeah.
that did not, as a woman, put
Yeah.
some things in perspective
Yeah.
in your
Right.
life, even as a man, as a black man to
Yeah.
have seen that, because I saw it with my husband, he was like, yes, that was a very
Yeah.
powerful moment. Like, at that
Yes.
moment when you have
Yeah.
to check
Yes.
yourself
Right.
and your pride
And humble your ass.
and
Yes.
humble yourself, that moment was
Yes.
everything.
And that's
the
what I'm-
general, that's my
All right.
WCW,
Right.
okay? Because she was
For
everything.
the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year, you got
No,
that.
but that's what I'm saying. Like when you see us, and that's what I think the power in things like this, in imagery like this, when you see women who are not and no shade against nobody, light
Right.
and this, that, and the other with long hair
Right.
and da 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 da. But it's just the power in
Dark-skinned,
seeing
natural,
someone,
bald-headed.
right?
But even in her power, she was still soft. Like it was very feminine. It was very much you were a
She was
lady. It was
serious.
but it was you knew she wasn't to be played with.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm
Yeah,
saying,
no
but
time
then,
for jokes.
but the thing about it is, like when you see a woman whose presence is that with a bald head,
That nature was
that
like,
that
Recognize.
dark skin, but when you see that, you immediately have your own perception of who she is, and like you're saying. But when you and with the dynamic of who she is, really showed that she wasn't just that.
That's right.
Like this is my job. This is what I do.
That's right.
But I'm a woman.
That's right.
And so just because my presence may not seem to you as what I do or whatever that may be, I still I am a woman out this. Like this is who I am, and I just love anyway. I'm just saying. I just was wondering how we all how women process all of that. You know, when you see, because when I think back to we always refer to, now I'm going back to TV, when we think about shows like The Good Times of the World, and don't get worked up. I mean, I want you to get worked up, but just wait, give me a second.
With good times.
But when you got shows like Good Times, and then you even a show like The Jeffersons, and shows that show the woman as, because if you look at Good Times, Florida, I'm not gonna say she wasn't strong in her own right, but
She was the submissive strong.
she was a submissive strong. Like she had her moments when she didn't want James to go ahead and steal and take the money back from the bank.
But it was
There's a-
reflective of the time.
She gave me
Like,
specific episodes. Episode number
I'm just saying,
23.
I watched
Scene.
Good, and I'm serious,
No, no.
scene and
But
Act 2.
But at that time, submission,
Fast forward 20
submission
minutes.
was really about, in its truest sense, if you are truly submissive, that does give you a form of power, right? But when we watch it, because that's not, it bothers me.
Right.
Like, I can't.
But it was so
Because
it was
she was submissive, but then she was also like, they didn't allow the character to even be introspective.
right.
Right. So she was just sort of this one way.
Literally.
Like I'm scared. I'm fearful.
Right.
I'm trying to keep my
And
family
then if we don't
safe.
get nowhere else,
That's right.
this is,
Because
we good.
I'm trying to keep my family safe and together.
white Jesus is
whatever.
gonna help me.
But by
No.
doing that, you're not even making yourself available to the possibility and recognizing that your whole family is still living in a 2-room apartment after all these.
And
all
the
these
fact that
opportunities.
JJ and Michael were still sleeping together.
That's
They
what
was
I'm
grown.
saying, on a pull-out
I mean,
sofa.
I don't understand when JJ was able to get VD when he did, because when they thought he did was because I didn't know where he was sleeping with the girl at. I'm just saying.
It was on the weekend.
It was on the weekend? I'm just saying. I had questions. What I'm saying, like, so when you look at somebody like.
She had so many chances.
No, but
they could have got out.
No, they still could have got out. But no, because guess what? It was the loyalty to the family. Because at some point.
To a fault.
Right. No, I understand.
You know she get worked up.
She gets worked up. No, because so anyways, like a person like Florida, who, like you said, was a sign of times. But then you
tell her off.
She would. Wait, black on vibe or light skin on vibe? It wasn't the two of them?
Oh, you talking about?
Oh, you talking about Fresh Prince?
Right.
No.
I'm talking about.
I know you talking about.
Oh, Queen Sugar on vibe.
You can tell. 88, you're talking about something. You talking about black guy vibe?
Light skin on vibe.
No, but no, I was doing
another
it
character.
before we transfer to her.
Because dark skin on vibe.
Now she probably.
No,
she
yeah, she
read-
would have gave you,
she
yeah.
would've
Gave you like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? Come again?
She gave you a Queen as a Zamunda type of term.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I was saying, then the next person I was gonna say was Wheezy, where she had seriously, I know you but seriously,
Yeah.
because I think to me, she was almost non-existent on that show. Like to me, she had no real presence. And
Because what did she do?
exactly. And
She worked in the crisis center.
I know that,
She used to
but
do
listen to what I'm
crisis center. Okay. I knew she would leave and do something, but I couldn't remember. It was a help
and the
center.
help, but listen
Okay.
to what I'm saying.
You're right.
But what it showed was the standard way of he brings home, you stay
I
home.
disagree with that.
No, listen, let me hear me out. She stays home, right, and does whatever, this, that, and the other. He went out and made the money. And to me, her role there, when I say not existent, it's just that she wasn't highlighted
You don't
as
think she
being.
ran the household?
No.
The maid ran the household. What you talking about?
Okay.
You know her.
She
more
wouldn't
than
even
you
let her
do.
get her.
Right, that was the maid.
When the maid tell you to go get the door,
Hello.
we got a problem.
That's right.
So what I'm saying is, Wheezy he could have been a widower. Like
Right.
I'm just saying.
That's cold,
Sure
blood.
enough.
And when
I'm just
and when his mother was alive,
She ran.
And she
but
ran.
their
when she
interaction,
showed up.
they interacted a lot, and Wheezy, not every episode, because George was the star, but Wheezy puts things in, like she made him do stuff like no.
At the
change
end,
this,
right?
do
No,
that.
at the end, I say like at the end of each episode when he'd go and he tried to do something on his own, and she remember we partners in this business, so
Because
she
he
had to
was
bring
screwing
him
up,
back.
and then she would
Yeah,
have to
she had to
fix
bring
it.
him back.
did,
No,
yeah.
she did. But what I'm saying is that to me, her role was still. That's why I think they gave her the help center, so she can then give her something
Because
to
she
do.
didn't always have it, because remember she was the
That's
maid
right.
for
Right. But you know what it showed? It showed how she wasn't able to grow within, even though they were moving up, so to speak, because they did financially, but she never got out of who she was.
That's true.
And so that to me, and if you have a husband who doesn't want you to elevate more than what he is,
Wait, we can't put that's hearsay.
No,
He
it's not
never-
hearsay.
He never said he didn't want her to elevate.
I'm sorry,
When he said
when
it.
he didn't have to say
he
it.
can't put the idea in her mind. She wanted to do help center happened. If she wanted to run for office, he would have been behind her.
I think so.
I'm not
100%.
saying that might not have happened. That wasn't in any of the episodes, and I watched them to the end. That he,
Yeah, I love that.
She
Oh,
never ran there last.
she didn't know. She went to the help. What I'm saying is he didn't want her. I'm not saying he wasn't supportive, because I know men like that who, it's not that they don't want you to do anything, but they're not going
They're
to
not
push you and
encouraging
encourage you to do
But
it.
it depends on who you dating, because Helen Willis ran her household, but
I'm sorry, but Helen Willis
but
was
Tom
married
Willis
to Tom.
was, exactly. But I'm saying his personality was
Tom.
one of those that, you know what I mean? Oh, whatever you want to do
Right.
there.
Yeah.
And I think it depends on who you dating.
No, I
But they also
agree.
weren't the main characters either.
True,
They were the
Helen
support-
and-
Helen
yeah.
and Willis, and they were the neighbors. So I agree with you in that. I think ultimately he would have supported her, but what we saw was sort of the "I'm supporting you" type of character,
Right.
Right, and it was pretty much I'm cleaning up and helping you and giving you ideas. But she really didn't have a. She didn't have a.
She didn't have a voice.
Because you're right. I never really thought about it that way. But like, if she had not been on the show, it still would have been entertaining because of Florence.
Right.
Sure.
And we
And
loved
their
yours.
interaction.
Right.
And their interaction.
And that was enough
And her interaction
to. And she
with-
had some
with
moments, but it really wasn't.
That's all it was. It was moments.
Yeah,
But
just
after
moments.
the mother, I think they diminished her role after his mother passed, because Wheezy's interaction was a lot back and forth with the mother-in-law on the older episodes, and then when his mother passed away in real life, her character wasn't there anymore, then the interaction shifted more. You started getting Helen and
Right.
Bentley
Because
coming
that was
over.
her,
Yeah.
now I'm gonna say enemy, but that was her
Nemesis.
nemesis.
Yeah.
That was her storyline
Yeah.
right there. Okay.
But so then you take somebody, so you look like at Wheezy, and then you look at somebody like Claire Huxtable, where then you
Who
had
ran that household?
she did.
Claire
Definitely.
Huxtable, right?
But and that's what I'm saying.
He
But
knew better.
when he made her, I think they developed that character to actually do that. Like that was her role,
And to
who
be a
she
bit
was.
more equal.
Right.
Right.
Because they were both professionals.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, even though she had the stronger hand, he also they both had such a primary role
Right.
in what was going on with the kids, what was going on with the house,
Right.
like decision making. And there were some episodes where the focus was really on her,
Yep.
the focus
Yeah.
was more on
Yeah.
him.
Right.
It was much more of a partnership.
It was.
much more of a partnership.
But the personalities, characters was different too, because his character was more mild mannered.
Yeah.
And it would let her run things and not to uproot. He didn't seem like his character was like, you know, I want my big piece of chicken.
Yeah.
Type. He didn't.
Right.
He just
Yeah.
like,
Which is
yeah,
what
chicken.
George-
It's cool.
That was
George
George.
Jefferson.
But George was there.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He
That's
I'm
right.
the man.
That's
you know. And I think nobody doubted that he worked hard, but that doesn't mean that he then deserved. Like that didn't mean that Weezy didn't work hard either.
Right.
Whatever, you know. So I think that you're right on the Cosby Show. It gave that more. To me a more of a level playing field where
Absolutely.
we are in partnership.
That's right.
And it's no one person is now. Yes, she might have the hand, but what it also showed you is that how we had to multitask as women. Because yes, she was a
But I don't
professional.
want you to lose something because
Okay.
this is what happens. As men, we get in our mindset that this y'all want this. Like you want it to be, let's say, the Huxtable scenario. And then every time we meet somebody that doesn't want that scenario, they want to be the Wheezy scenario or Florida scenario. Like women are completely different, and some women don't want the partnership. They look at women that I've come in contact with. They look at the partnership as no, it's supposed to be the George and Wheezy scenario.
right.
Yeah.
That's a real man. A real man is this.
Right.
Or you know, it's every woman doesn't want to be. the
No,
partner.
you're totally right. I mean, even now, like if you ask a poll women that say, you know, I want a lot of women would rather stay home. Not that they have nothing to do, but maybe stay home.
I think it's the option.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I
a
say it
big
all the
one.
time. I want the option to be a kept woman. I don't necessarily.
But you don't have to be.
But
You don't
right,
have to
I
do
don't
that
want to
stuff.
have to work, but I would definitely work. Like it's in my nature, my character to promote my business and to do what I do naturally. But I wouldn't. Yeah, I want the option to say no. I don't feel like it.
Right.
But that was also, again, the beauty of the Cosby Show, because even within the family, it showed exactly what you were talking about. Claire was the professional, you know, balance. Denise was sort of, I don't know what I want to do. I'm
Right.
trying to figure myself out. Sandra was running her house,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So you saw, you know what I mean? And then you had Vanessa, who was, you know, trying to figure it out. So you actually got to see that. Like, you got to see young black women trying to figure out and taking on those different positions. So it wasn't just like they all were just like
One way, yeah.
one way.
True.
And everybody didn't go out and it's because that, and I also like the fact that they highlighted that, you know, even with the family, it doesn't matter. 2-parent home, da 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 da. They had money.
They don't
it
go
didn't
to
matter that
college.
all kids
They
don't go
work
to
very
college.
smart.
All of them don't make it
Theo
to
had a
be
learning disability.
right.
Right.
Like it was, which was all this was out after his own family. But
Right.
I mean, that was the idea that it wasn't. This family wasn't perfect
Right.
by no means. And so I think that that's what also people saw, that we weren't. It wasn't, you know, Floyd and James trying to make it out of the, you know,
Right.
out of the hood, and somebody like George Jefferson, who wanted everything a white man had, and did anything to get it. But then
That's
you
right.
got a dynamic of, you know, the Huxtables, where that wasn't even in their
Yeah.
mindset. Like that wasn't even a part of the show of what somebody had. We out here trying to get this and that. They were trying to really navigate through life, being two professional people trying to raise halfway decent kids and making sure they did come out all right.
While reminding them where they came from.
Exactly. So we had a true transition.
And that's why, again, we all celebrated when the Cosby.
Exactly.
Like, it was a movement during that.
It was
period
a
of time,
movement.
because that was the first time we got to see the complexity
right.
of us. And then when a different
I'm
world
about to
came
say,
on,
and then that gave you a bigger transition
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
you
different
coming
world
from a
was a
different
whole
place,
nother-
coming from a different, you know,
That-
city. It makes
that
a
show.
big difference
But
in
see,
who you
now,
are as a
so
person.
for you, because you're
I love
young.
a different world.
I know.
That
we
show.
love different world.
Oh my
but like
goodness.
for you, for being, you know, she a young, right? You know what? That's spoiler alert.
20 years later.
They did get married. wait.
These was only on one season.
Right. It was for the best. But no, but I mean for you, like what was your show that really that you identified with because you're much younger than us. And like that you said, oh, I like this could be me.
Yeah.
Because that's really what it was. That you look on TV and like I want to be
When I
that.
saw Sandra, I was like, absolutely. Absolutely. And then
I
when
would
I saw a
say
different
Bobby
girl,
Brown.
You know what?
Cut your mic off. Cut
You're
your
done
mic
for
off
the night.
immediately.
You
We're
are
with
done
you.
for the night.
You're done. Thanks.
Being Bobby
that was a
Brown.
good show though.
It was. I ain't even gonna
It
lie.
was a train wreck that you had to watch like.
Hey, Whitney.
I'm saying though.
I love you, Bobby. I love you.
Bobby! Bobby!
Bobby,
Don't do
Christina.
it.
I love you.
Don't do
Bobby.
it. Go ahead. Just go ahead. What show?
I don't know. I really don't
High
know
School
because it was
Musical?
complete. I did not like High School Musical. That was a
Drumline.
horrible show.
Drumline. No, a TV show.
TV show.
I guess it would be. Well, Cosby Show. Well, I don't know.
No, because I
Oh,
definitely
Fresh
grew
Prince.
up
Prince,
on
Martin.
Oh, Martin.
no.
Now,
So
Gina-
not that it would have been a
Right, that's not something that's like, oh, I want to be just like
in the
Gina.
90s. Like
No.
Living
Right.
Single.
yeah.
BB.
Oh, Living Single was my
Girlfriends.
show and Girlfriends.
Girlfriends, I did love. That
Yeah.
was my
The night
show.
stuff in the 90s.
That was a good one.
No, that was my show.
Mid 90s for you.
So that was like late middle school, early high school.
Yeah.
Girlfriends?
Yeah.
For me.
Girlfriends.
Well, she young.
Did we card her?
You said what? Did we call her?
Have we carded her?
I know. She 88.
I was born in '88.
88. That's why we call her that. But no, but so even a show like that, like she's saying Girlfriends, like
Yeah, I definitely would put Girlfriends there. But again, by the time I was watching TV and they were still playing reruns of the Cosbys, playing reruns
Right.
of A Different World. So I literally grew up on that too.
You still
So
watching it?
yeah, that was definitely
Living Single.
because nobody was better than Claire Huxtable to me. Like
right.
No,
She was
still-
everything. She was the mother
she
of
was
all
just
mothers.
everything. She was classy. I love the fact that she was
Absolutely.
always put
She would
together.
read people.
The fact that she was intelligent and she could and when she read you, she didn't have to
She-
cuss you out, but you knew.
You knew you got cussed out.
Alvin, every time. That poor Alvin.
Yeah, Alvin.
She said never.
It was everything. Yes. Yes.
But Living Single is another show we need to highlight because back to what you were saying
Yeah.
about as black women, how do we process this? That was one of the shows that before Girlfriends, before Friends,
Yeah.
before Sex in the City, we had Living Single. It
We
was
did.
Like
It was
young
everything.
professional
Regine was
black
my
women.
homie.
No, it was a great
And,
show.
like, my best friend Angela, may she rest in peace, she was all about being the lawyer. Like she saw herself in that show, and she was like, "I am Maxine."
She
Shaw."
Maxine.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Like when we were growing up, she was like, "That's gonna be me.
Right.
I'm gonna be a workaholic. I'm gonna be a lawyer." Like that was
Yeah.
Right.
that was everything.
That show and that's
It was
another thing. I
everything.
don't think people
It don't get his props.
it don't get its props, and I feel like that's one of those shows. Now I'm so glad they show. I'm gonna tell you something. Thank you, Jesus, for TV One,
TV1 and
because
Fox.
TV One comes through. They show it. They
And
show
Girlfriends.
Girlfriends, living single. I mean, and a marathon of it. Now some marathons you can keep TV One, but some of them I'll be like excited to see. But like those kind of shows, the living
Yes.
singles and girlfriends, just to see professional women still dealing with the same. And that's what I love. They just like everybody else.
Just like everybody else. They were just trying to
They
make
just
it.
look cute when they do it.
That's right. They were just trying to make it. And you had
Absolutely.
you had the different types.
Yes.
As I said again, before the Sex in the City, you had Regine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I said. I live for Regine.
Yes.
And her wigs.
Yes, the
absolutely.
wigs. It
Right.
was everything. No, she was
And
funny
then
on
you had
there.
the silly, with Sinclair.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it was just a perfectly. It just captured like young women just trying to in the 90s.
Right.
Capture that night.
You know what I
And
mean?
dating, not dating,
Right.
every like all like it
Long
was just
distance,
like
not long
trying to figure
distance,
right,
should
trying to
you
figure
leave?
right, trying to
Starting
figure out
business.
life. It was awesome, but I think then Girlfriends then gave it that was like a next
Girlfriends
level,
took it,
like
yeah.
was a next level kind
Because
of
you also had
situation.
The single was New York. Girlfriend
That was in LA. Right.
So you got
right.
but they were still that like 30 something, like you know what I mean, like starting their career, getting married, the dating.
Starting career.
Yeah.
So like one of them being broke all the time.
Right.
You know.
Oh, we always got there's always
Can I
one.
sleep on your
Let me
couch
bu-
tonight?
Y'all have that too? Because the fellas, we have one guy that's
Always work right.
Yeah.
It's like you
That's
got
like,
$5.
don't worry about it. I'm covering lunch. Come
And it
on.
might rotate, but
Oh,
there's
yeah.
always somebody.
No, it's always somebody.
It's always
but,
somebody.
but you don't want to always be that one. It's, when I was
It never gets off you. It's
Right.
always
yeah, you don't want to be that person.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
That means people will go out without you.
So for you, what did
Like,
you?
y'all
Because for
had a
us,
good time.
it was those shows about the identify women. But what do you think for men, for like black men? What shows?
We didn't have a show like that that was strictly us. Like,
Because I know you ain't want to be
Yours
Kyle.
wasn't New York
I was
Undercover.
about to say, New York Undercover.
You did throw that out there. I'm just saying.
you wanted to be.
You wanted to be the one
I
that was the
love-
dancer for in the Michael Jackson video. What's his name?
Who?
From New York Undercover. Wasn't that him?
Oh yeah,
He was in
wasn't
Michael
there.
Jackson
He
video.
wasn't there.
Oh, the light skin
The
one.
light
Yeah,
skin
he
one.
was in Beat It.
He was in Beat
Beat
It.
It. Yeah.
No, that was an awesome
Take
show.
it back. She took it back.
But you know,
He is Puerto Rican.
even that show didn't get its just due.
I love New York Undercover.
I love New York. Like if they brought that back.
I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know.
TV
No,
One.
I mean,
Don't bring
No,
it
I'm
back.
not. No, hold on.
he got his respect
No.
at the time.
At
Bring it back like what?
No, listen. No, I'm saying just reruns,
Oh, okay.
not a reboot.
No,
That's not-
reboots, no.
Oh,
My cousin
Because
said
even
they-
speaking,
I
I'm
know.
not excited about this quote unquote
Reboot
may
of
happen
life?
reboot of
No,
Martin.
Martin, I'm not here for it.
No.
You are why?
Yeah, what, I was just talking
Gina
to
has
somebody-
lost
I was
her
just
mind in
talking-
real life.
I was
I'm not
just
interested.
No,
talking
I'm
to
not.
somebody about this because not that we knew him like that, but we used to run into the guy who played Tommy a lot when I lived in Atlanta. He lived in Atlanta also. So of course he's gone,
Right.
and I'm assuming that Cole, because Cole's not coming back.
They said he was.
Wow.
Well, initially
It's
he
rumors
wasn't,
because he
because he said he
recently-
wasn't.
Well, he recently had an outing with Martin. So
Yeah.
rumors keep flying because they keep seeing
That's why I hate
people with
social
Yeah,
media.
Martin.
Sometimes.
So it's
I
like
don't
you
think
don't
he's
really
gonna
know.
do it because, and
They said that they didn't like each other.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't see any pictures with them like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, but my thing is that I'm fine with Cole not being on that because I think that as long as you have Gina, as long as you have Pam, as long as you have Martin comes with a bunch of other characters. You can give an opportunity to an up and coming comic to fill in those.
Somebody said
roles.
something about Kevin Hart.
With no rhythm spoons though.
Yeah, but I think that's a rumor.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a
But
rumor.
he had
No
key
rhythm
lines.
spoons.
So here's my issue about
You got
Martin.
Broadman, but you can't. You can
But
introduce
listen,
other characters.
let me just. I get that, but
And
this
they're
is my.
older. They're older now.
That's the problem.
That's why nobody
Well,
wants
that's
to
a
see
good
this.
part.
No, that's not. Let me tell you something.
No.
Listen
That's a
to
good
me. Hear
part.
me out, Don. The problem with a Martin reboot is think about the show itself, right? In the 90s.
What do you mean?
In the 90s, right?
Okay.
And what they had on their side was youth.
Yeah.
The
I
silly.
know.
They
That's
were in
not
their-
what they had.
they were in their
How much
They
you-
had
30s.
comedy on their
No,
side.
listen what I'm
They
saying.
was all funny looking.
Hear me out. They had youth on that side that you can do these silly and foolish things.
Okay.
And we were okay with that.
I give you that.
But you at 40, like you, Martin is like 50-something years old, and you're
That's why
a
you
little bit
introduce
bigger.
I don't want to see
other
old
people.
Roscoe as a grown man.
That's
I
why
don't.
you.
Like
But
I'm
that's
not.
why you.
And what
introduce-
I'm trying
What would have
to.
happened
With the
to
snot
Sinead?
nose.
What's
like-
Sinead gonna be doing?
Okay,
No.
listen.
She gonna be
Shanae
an
might have a
older-
family now.
No.
No one's
Shanae's not going. They're not going to live in the same apartment anymore. That's
That's
the
the-
thing. So it's
so
gonna.
who-
You
who
create
she married?
whole
Kid?
situations.
what's
She
the-
married
what's the
kid
show?
and they
What's,
had a
I
baby.
need to know what the premise
You
is gonna
didn't
be.
know what the premise was before the show
Is it going to
started.
be
You just
the, oh,
watched
now
it.
they have kids? And
I don't
I
like
think
it.
Martin. If you ask anybody about Martin, it is history. It is an epic show. It was amazing.
And let it
was
be.
so funny. The
No.
reruns are still hilarious. I
Hilarious.
don't care how many times you've
Look
seen
at the
them.
shows
Don't ruin a
that you-
good
Look at the
thing.
shows. Look at like what they call soap operas or other shows that have long runs.
They could kill some
where
of them off, too.
characters.
they stayed on.
That's what I'm saying. Where characters grow. Why does this have to be?
But,
any
see,
different?
but what I'm saying is that everybody wants to do a reboot. Like that's
These
like
things-
I
Let
had that
it
conversation.
be.
Like, has all the creative people died? No offense.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I feel like everything is a redo. Every song, even
Every-
the songs
yeah.
you listen to, you sitting in the
Going
car
back to the
jamming,
80s
thinking your
and
song
It's the
about to
same
come
thing.
on,
And
and
that's
it's a
the thing.
remix.
I thought
Like,
Mint Condition was
Yeah,
coming on the
I
other day.
got-
and I was
It's
like, oh, this
too
might be
much.
a
Yeah, I remember
song
that.
of the-
where are all the creative
Pretty
people?
Brown-
You can't do this, right? And you're like, oh wait,
Hey,
whoa,
that was
no,
not even it.
that is not the word.
No.
A
But
lot
you're
of
right.
stuff I really like were actually reboots from older stuff. Like,
No, I
they-
get
they- so
because
just-
that's what my husband was saying that it's always been reboots.
Always.
I get that. But what I'm saying is some things, it's so much
And it's
things
so
happening,
insane.
so many things out here. Like I feel like there's so many other things we could be doing.
Right.
Now, one thing I did hear on one of my favorite podcasts. She went, really?
Literally.
You took them out.
Like,
You knew
come
we
on
was
now.
looking for those.
On one of my favorite podcasts to read, they were saying that. Did you hear
Make a movie.
Yes, he said either make a movie so it could be a one and done,
Yep.
or instead of recreating Martin, have some similar, like do a whole new show, but similar,
Where they
like
make
where you can,
appearances, so
right,
you get the vibe.
the vibe of Martin, but
It's
not
a different
necessarily
show.
Martin.
Like, so like if it were like a different world, but then like elements will show up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I don't know, Shanae might be in the grocery store and be like, hey, girl,
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, I ain't seen you in a long time.
Exactly.
What's
Like
been
something
going
like
on?
be a little more creative.
What's wrong with that?
No, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what
That's what we're
I'm
agreeing
saying.
with.
Yeah,
Are we agreeing with that concept?
Martin ain't gonna put nothing stupid out there.
Yes, he would.
He did.
Hello.
Remember that girl? It's a no.
But think about what we're talking about. The 90s was like a heyday.
Exactly.
90s was like a heyday for black television shows.
Yeah.
And then we went through this long drought,
Of
I
nothing.
feel like, of nothing.
And Homeboys in Outer Space. Like it's
Of
just
nothing. Because we had,
That was
in
a
Living Color, in Living Color, hello.
yes.
Still.
I would now that I would love to
Aspire.
see something similar to
tried
that.
to reboot
They
that.
tried and it didn't work.
Gotta watch
Aw.
the reruns on Aspire every night. Marathon. That was in the 80s, 90s, right? And we hit the.
Yeah, that was a moment I
But
missed.
then-
I had
but
to go to
see-
bed
but
by
then we had
9
something like-
o'clock,
then we
so
got
I couldn't watch
Blackish.
that. No, but then
Right,
I was
so
thinking
now
even
I
Grownish.
like Blackish.
Yeah,
So
and I
now
like
we-
Grownish
Grownish
too.
gives
so
me a
we had
modern
this
version
We
of-
had this long drought where there was like,
Right.
you couldn't really find us.
Right.
And now,
Or we be on one
one
on the
person.
show.
Right. And you got to
Sprinkled
look
in.
on CBS and nobody
Yeah.
watches.
Now we gotta start back over again.
And there's
But
nothing wrong with
now-
that.
So now,
Really
that's
destroyed.
why we are celebrating Atlanta. is
Atlanta.
coming back
Oh, great
In a
show.
couple weeks. Right. And they're
Did y'all
smart.
see-
But they only doing one more
And
season.
they have the previews for last OG and the movies that y'all watched.
Yeah,
With
that's
Tracy
gonna be good.
Morgan.
No, I didn't see it, but I saw it. That's gonna be
Oh,
funny.
that was hilarious.
With him and Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be.
That's gonna be
I
funny.
didn't
You already know that thing gonna be off the
That's
hook.
gonna be a hit.
But I mean, stuff like that. Like, let's just see more. I just listen to some new
Smart
stuff.
shows.
Yeah.
Like Blackish. Blackish is
I love
super
Blackish.
smart.
I love Blackish.
Yeah,
This is us.
it's
We
well
know it's not
done.
a black show, but they really,
That's a
I
good
feel like
show.
they carry
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown and his wife.
Oh yeah, I love them.
Like they almost make
So
that
just,
show.
let's just. So I
But
think we
even
can
with
agree.
Grownish, I like the fact that the
And
transition.
Oh, yeah.
So
Now they did a
those
good
are-
job with that.
See again,
if
that's
you
like
are a
the Cosby
millennial and
Show,
cannot
different
relate,
world
you don't understand.
Yeah, that's like a different world ish.
of this day.
But on another, because they had a white school. But yeah,
Right. But right, so it's more of they're in the suburbs. It's
right,
more center,
exactly.
But it's the same type of vibe.
So I just think that so it's just good to see all that and then now of course we already talked about Queen Sugar, just this transition of and bringing forth just great TV where you okay with watching, feeling like, I feel good about this
What's
show.
the other
And
one?
it don't even have to necessarily be a black show all the time.
That's right.
But it's good to see. No, I'm just saying.
Because there's some show.
It could just be the characters.
I'm thinking about Issa. What's the
Oh,
show?
Insecure.
Insecure. Yeah.
and there's also
And she's doing another show.
right.
Oh, really?
Another show's coming on HBO.
Yeah, I'm on
There's
HBO.
another show that I don't remember the name. Somebody will have to type it in. It's it's another superhero type show.
Oh, Black Lightning?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen that yet, so.
Somebody said, then they said name a black superhero without the word black in it. I know.
Blade.
I said Blade. We said Blade.
Blade was a black
Yeah.
superhero.
That was an awesome series. Like, I'm sorry.
What's the other guy?
The
The
one
real
that's on
strong
Netflix.
one that
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage. There we go. It's a few of them.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm about to say, hold on, I'm drawing a blank.
Look, you was getting trying to work it.
That's it.
No, but I just think that we have evolved, and I think that's a good thing.
It's beautiful.
And just to see, and I think for our kids to see some of these, for kids, well, they may not even recognize that it's a
Right.
lack of.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As
remember it.
yeah,
Right.
for us, we've seen,
Right.
because my daughter every Saturday she know I watch Good Times. She's like, Mom, every Saturday must you watch this? But it's just I love Good Times. Damn, and then also they show what's happening.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying with the Doobie Brothers on it.
227.
See, that's another show.
Every Sunday.
You like 227?
Episode of 227.
No, that's a good one. And that's what I'm saying. Like there was some classic.
Because you know somebody in your neighborhood that's like every person on 227.
Exactly. Every
Some
right.
old lady sitting in the window talking about.
I know.
Every Sunday.
It's
Gives
just
you
like,
something.
and I really think it just brings back those good memories
does.
of
A
you know,
simpler time.
yeah,
It's
when
not
it wasn't
all
all
that.
social media and all
Right.
that, you know.
And like you literally had to be home.
I was just
Watch
thinking that you had to
Yeah.
run
to
home.
be
My
home.
cousin used to cuss me out like, we can't be here too long because I got to get home because
Exactly.
my show
That's
comes
right.
on at this time.
Oh,
Now
Thursday
you got
night, Thursday
DVR.
night at 8 for the Cosby Show.
I got like
And you can DVR
our
from your
DVR
phone.
is on 100%.
I need you.
Yeah.
No, seriously, because
Start deleting
think
some
about it.
stuff.
If you tape every show, all your shows, if you tape shows that come on daily, God forbid,
Yeah.
you screwed. It's just no
And
time to
you
watch.
take the marathons so you
I don't take the marathons because I can just watch those, but I do get excited when I see because at late at night the Jeffersons come on,
Yeah.
and then good time. I'm sorry, it's
I'm with you.
for you know what it,
I
and a
watch
lot
Living
of
Color,
it
like,
is
every night.
a lot of it is
watch
also
Living
don't you
Color?
feel like
Color.
when it just brings you back to a certain place.
It does. Like again, you had to be present,
Yeah.
right? And if you missed it, it was like you almost couldn't go to school the next day because you knew everybody was
Oh my
gonna be
God.
Everybody
talking
gonna talk
about
about
something.
It was no such thing as a spoiler alert. Somebody coming, girl, you know what's name died. You be like, oh damn.
Because you have to wait.
There was
until
no spoiler
summertime
alert.
or something when they show reruns.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it was.
Because then back then I feel like the shows and they didn't have all these breaks. It wasn't
No,
like
it
a
was
break.
like September to like May.
Yeah.
And then
Even the
you also
commercials,
got
there
summer-
weren't as many of those either.
It was a
Yeah,
summer break and that
then
was
they
it. You
showed
come back.
repeats.
Right. Well then come to another show was Power.
I don't watch
And then
that.
Empire.
Oh,
so
Empire.
so here
Empire
that's another trend.
has lost me.
But it lost me at
Empire
some
lost
point.
me. It became
Empire.
like a drama.
But
It
he
was-
wanted it to be that way.
It became.
You wanted it to
No.
You wanted viewership to go there?
No, he wanted it to be
Like a soap opera.
soap opera. That was a goal, and
Mission
he
accomplished,
did.
right? Because that's what it is.
And that's what he
So
wanted.
extra.
So
Yeah, but
it lost me like season 3. No, actually 3.
I like it.
I don't even know what's going on.
Right around the time, because I was interested when they brought in Felicia Rashad. So I was like, okay, I want to see. But
Excellent film.
Oh,
but,
she's
but
awesome.
something wasn't.
Who would have
holding me.
known though?
Oh, she's everything.
I love her.
But she's so regal with
Yeah.
it though. Like,
Yeah.
it's really not.
That's
that
the
big
kind of
a-
person you need.
Right. It's not that big of a stretch. She's just more.
Shit, Monique could have played the part. That's a joke.
Turn your
Here we
microphone
go.
off.
Here
Like,
we
I
go
thought
with
you cut
Monique.
him
She's
off.
like when Diane Carroll was on.
Oh, and Dynasty. I forgot about that. But that wasn't a black show, but Dynasty.
But that Diane Carroll
such a-
character.
That was before my time.
Dallas
I don't-
Dynasty shows.
That's
Not
what.
Landon.
Oh, I see. I didn't like it when they come back. See,
yeah,
this is
I
what I'm
didn't
saying about certain shows coming back.
I don't think I've ever seen an episode
I'm
of
sure you have. She probably saw like 90210. You
Yes.
know,
Okay, so
Melrose
you like
Place.
that show.
Melrose Place.
Melrose Place.
Did that come back?
All of them try to come back,
I thought
and it
so.
don't work. And what I'm saying is, some things should not be rebooted and come back. Some things should just be let them be what it. I feel that way even
cherish
about
it.
movies. Sometimes it's like you don't always need to do a remake. Just let it be. Let it just when they. I'm gonna tell you something. When they. Hold on.
Spider-Man, they reboot
Hold on.
Batman after
Give-
a couple years. They said, why?
But that's a little. Let me just say this about that, because then what they do is with Batman's, you can change the story,
Right.
right?
It's like a
My
comic book.
issue.
You're gonna go. into the
My
next one.
issue is when you remake classics like Sparkle. It's a no go.
Okay, wait.
What
you didn't
movie
like the
was that? And I was like,
Dreamgirls
there was a
remake?
number.
Huh?
You didn't like the Dreamgirls remake?
It wasn't. What was the remake? It was a play.
No, I'm talking about you had
She's
the one with
talking about
Beyonce, and then you had the one with Jennifer Holiday.
But that was a play.
I don't care. It's a
No, that's
remake.
fine. I'm fine with
No, they had a movie.
I'm
It's a
fine.
movie.
Listen, I'm fine with things going from theater to screen. I don't care about that. I'm talking about Sparkle.
What about the Wiz?
Sparkle.
And the Wizard of Oz?
That's
the
an
remake.
okay.
Two totally different movies.
Two totally
though.
different movies.
One's the
Whoa.
Wizard of Oz. One's the
The
Wiz.
It's the same thing.
No,
It's not.
It's the black version and the white
It's two
version.
different stories.
It's two different stories.
It's two totally different stories.
But it's the
One
same-
was played by an older woman who shouldn't have been. I'm
in
just,
the Midwest. And this one was.
and
in
one was
New
played
York
by a
City.
teenager.
Right,
I'm just
right,
saying,
right.
she was a school teacher.
But
The other girl was
So what if they
10.
did the Wiz over now?
Huh?
What
They
if
tried
said-
that live.
They did the live.
And I, the
It
live
wasn't-
was you didn't like
It wasn't that bad, but
It wasn't
Nah,
bad.
It was bad.
I'm a
It was
purist.
bad. I love the Wiz.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with. But when they did, I didn't know that the.
I'm sorry.
Rugrats
I'm sorry.
was
I
a
don't like the
redo.
fact that we kind of glossed
but
over
Sparkle.
Sparkle. Let's just go back for that for 1
You
second.
didn't like Sparkle.
The original I absolutely love
So you didn't like Whitney?
Sparkle
with
stan.
Irene Cara.
She's a Sparkle
With-
stan. Like,
With
when I tell you-
Irene Cara.
I've never.
If they
seen
had,
it.
if they,
Okay,
look,
like,
if Irene
same
Cara
thing.
had a beehive,
Yes, I
she
would
would
be.
be the president.
What happened after? Okay, they
I never
rebooted
saw that.
Fame. You didn't like the reboot?
No, I didn't
of
like the
Fame?
reboot of Fame. You gotta let it be.
Okay, this
You
is
talking about the series?
yeah.
Remember
You
they
like
broke.
the series?
I wasn't a fan. It was okay.
Okay, here's what they're trying to do, and here's what y'all don't understand. This is
James
why they do it.
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay, you liked it.
I like
And,
Leroy.
and you like the original. So what they try to do, that the mindset is, let's get the next generation to like this. They know you're not gonna like it because it's different. So, but they're trying to get another generation, just like Spider-Man and the superhero things. They're trying to do the same philosophy, which is, okay, you liked it, now we get your kids to like it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
So here, I get what you're saying.
When they brought Grease on, they did the Grease live.
They could have kept that too.
They
Could've
shouldn't
kept
have did
it.
that one. I think they should let go of the lives at this point. I think
Well,
we're
see, the
done.
live is the test run to see whether we can make the movie.
And it's a no.
And it always
But it
doesn't
was
work.
It never
already
works
a
out.
movie.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is, here was my issue with when you try to remake things. Because then you have to especially if it's a time period, right? A time period piece. With something like Sparkle, it's time. Like, there's certain movies you can recreate and do them up to date, and some just can't translate.
Right.
Why not?
And
Like Harlem Nights.
it's a
That
no-go.
movie
I
was
disagree.
amazing.
You think somebody could redo Harlem Nights?
No.
You can.
No.
And let me tell you
Forget-
what. let me
you
tell
know what?
Let me tell you what.
Thanks for
Here's the-
tuning in
here's the-
to-
Here's what you gotta look at. Here's what you gotta look at. For us, 30-something, 40-something, fine. Who cares about us?
He's not talking
They're
about me.
trying to get the 20-somethings
30.
who never saw the original. Now, if you saw the original,
But see the original.
won't like
Why don't
it.
you just put it back out in the
But what if you-
movies?
But what if you never
No.
saw
Put it back out in the
original?
movies.
But that's
No.
the problem.
And
Where's
get
the
actors that they know.
creativity then? Where's the like you were saying? Where's the creativity to like do something different? If I had a child, my child would know Harlem Nights because I'd be watching it every time it came on, and I have the DVD.
But
They
if
would
you
know
got a
the color
generation
purple.
that
They
never
would know
saw
New Jack
it,
City.
why the story, like the story worked. The reason why
Leave it alone.
rappers
But it's
samples
a classic.
a hit song from the 80s is because it was a hit before,
But a
so it's
sample.
gonna be a hit now.
But a
A
sample.
sample,
is
not a whole
piece.
redo.
Right. A sample is just a piece.
That's all I'm saying. You got, and what I'm
Take
saying
notes.
is, here's the deal. Back to Sparkle. I just gotta revisit this. I'm sorry. I just gotta get this point out.
Turn her microphone.
This is important. No, all jokes aside, with Sparkle.
So you didn't like the remake?
I did not. And let me tell you why. First of all, if you're going to reboot it, then you have the issue of the integrity of the movie. Because then you don't want to stick to the movie. And now because you're trying to make it,
Because you get a new director, a new writer.
what I'm saying,
So what is the point? What did you not like about the remake? Like, I need to know.
the remake,
Push through,
first
baby,
of all,
push through.
I've already pushed through because I've had this conversation. I already said when I heard they was doing Sparkle remake, I said somebody need to put me in. Tag me in because I need to be on the. I need to do the casting. I need to do the casting because first of all, the casting wasn't good. I'm sorry. I mean, I know you.
I'm about to say, don't you dare say her name.
I'm not gonna bring her
Don't you
up.
dare
And I'm
say
not
her
saying
name.
she was bad. It's not that. But I'm just saying
See, it's in the
something.
color.
They had the bad guy. His name even wasn't. I'm just saying it was just all wrong. I don't even know how to support it. And I know all my friends who know me know how much I love Sparkle, and that is like my all-time favorite movie in the whole entire world. Know that when the remake came out, I said it's a no. Carry on.
So I didn't know there was more than one Rugrats. That's all I'm saying. I was real.
I'm sorry. What?
I mean, not Rugrats, Little Rascals. Is that what
oh
it's
yeah,
called?
you didn't know. It was
I was gonna say no Rugrats.
No
I
Rugrats.
did.
That
Like,
right?
that was my
Oh,
cartoon.
yeah,
Don't do
You
that.
had a moment.
No, you did
Yes,
have a moment because
because
she
we was
thought-
having a conversation because my
You were
nephews, they came out with another one. My nephews are 9,
sure did.
and they kept talking about, oh my goodness, I
And
can't wait
she
to see
was
Little
worked
Rascals.
up.
And I'm like, this isn't the Little, what is this? I was so upset, and everybody was like, you know there was several before that. What?
Right.
You were
Yeah, what you watched?
really stunned.
Right. She watched the remake of the remake.
That broke my heart.
Yeah, because the original was literally like black and white.
Literally.
That broke my heart. I didn't know.
Well, what about like Fat Albert? Did y'all like?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Wait a
I
minute.
ain't
Wait a
talking
minute.
about
The
the
movie?
movie. I'm talking when they did the movie.
Oh, I like the movie.
No, I
Okay.
wasn't a fan of that.
I thought it was cute.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. Yeah.
I thought it was cute.
I like the cartoon.
I did like the
when they did
cartoon.
Garfield into a movie.
That's
I don't like when they do
I
that.
didn't watch that either.
Then let me just
I
say
did see
this.
Garfield because
Somebody-
Garfield was
No,
funny.
I don't like when animals are talking.
preview-
Animals shouldn't be talking.
The
Here's my-
previews did not do it.
Animals shouldn't be
You
talking.
didn't like the cartoon?
You ain't see A Pet's Life? Isn't that what's
Oh no, I
called?
love the cartoon.
It's a cartoon. I'm fine with
But
that.
that's
But
a
when you,
cat. Oh, you mean it like?
I don't want you to bring to life a big stuffed
So you
cat.
ain't like
you
Chipmunks, the little
You
Chipmunk?
didn't like the chipmunk?
They were.
I'm
What?
sorry. I don't
Chipmunk
like.
movies. You didn't
Chipmunk
like the-
movies was
If
everything.
listen what I'm saying.
Especially when they broke out in the dance
Give me-
scenes with the girl. That was everything.
if they're in the movie, if they're in the cartoon,
Singing Bootylicious.
if they're in a cartoon, I'm fine. Because it's make believe. But when I come home and it's a big cat sitting on my couch talking, I'm not
So
interested.
you like the bear? What was the bear? Teddy
Paddington?
Ruxpin?
No, Paddington.
Teddy
Oh, I thought you was talking about the other one, the inappropriate
Oh, the
one.
No,
What was the
no.
inappropriate? Ted.
Ted.
That's what it was called.
Ted.
Ted.
You
I
like
think-
Ted?
No.
No, I know what you're saying because it's too.
It's weird.
It's like Chucky on the verge of Chucky.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to come home
Chucky-ish.
and
Can they redo Chucky?
no. I don't want to come home and the chipmunks are in my kitchen cooking. It's weird.
But you ain't in the movie.
Right. Hopefully
That's what
you
I'm
don't
saying.
come home and it's an animal in your living room.
But that's my
talking.
point. It's the same way I feel about scary movies. I'm fine with seeing scary movies that can't possibly be real. But when it's something that somebody can really be
I hate those
like
movies.
Strangers. Did you ever see
I
that?
don't watch scary movies.
When you something like that, where somebody can literally be stalking you outside your door, like I gotta draw the line.
And
Well,
I don't
just
like-
FYI, they redid Woody Woodpecker.
I'm
It was
not
pretty good.
Stop. All right.
Woody Woodpecker. I'm just saying. It was.
I'm just saying some things should just be cartoons, and some things should let's just stop playing these games.
Oh.
Let's stop.
Oh.
We got to. Somebody has to put a stop. That's what I'm saying. Of all, and I'm sorry, but when I look at the films that come out, sometimes I'm just like, who green lighted this? Like, who's putting money in? I look at the producer. I'm like, you ain't had nothing. I'm saying I got right now. I got 5 stories that you can tell. 5 stories.
And she did serious. That's
The biopic of Irene Cara while she filmed Sparkle.
Oh,
Take out
microphone. She's
I was right
done
with
for
you.
the
I
night.
was like, nope. I was right there with you. I was like, yeah, nope.
Nah.
Just
ain't
Irene
no-
Cara in general.
No, Irene Cara, you could. Like this I'm just,
I won't stand for it.
I love Irene Cara.
I'm just saying. I got like 4 stories to tell. And I'm just
You
trying
should really write plays.
that's my goal. I got
'Cause
like
you do have ideas.
I have some ideas and I'm
She
just
the one
saying.
still at the play, cracking up, laughing like she ain't know what was going
What
on.
about all the Beauty and the Beast that they do?
Oh, I love you.
I like
They did
it.
that over 1 million times. Cinderella, 1 million
Those are
times.
cartoons.
But those are cartoons. I don't really
No, they have people in them.
Oh, the Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, the
But
The
they don't
best
have,
one
but
was
they
the
don't
one
have,
with
Yeah.
Whitney Houston
Here we
and
go.
Brandy.
Here we go. No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. I'm sorry. They were reaching in that movie.
No,
it
that
was
movie
too
was
much.
amazing.
That-
And
remember
Whoopi
the one
Goldberg.
the one with Diana Ross and wasn't it Brandy? Wasn't
Oh
she in that one
yeah,
too?
that was
Double
platinum
or
something. Yeah,
Double
when she was a
platinum?
star, both of them were singing or something.
Oh, yes,
it was
yes,
Diana
okay.
Ross that gave- yeah, it was her mom.
That was
I mean, we all have our movies.
Y'all gonna
We
let
can-
Whitney be great.
I'm
glad.
here. You know, I love me a preacher's wife. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
that's good.
That's my mama movie.
But no, I'm just saying. Like, I do.
That's another nice one.
I-
Preacher's Wife.
Yeah, that was a
You know
good
what I
movie.
mean? Because it was a different.
That walk Denzel did at the very end.
It was a different
Yes.
take.
No, it was some.
And
It's
it was
just
seen as in
some.
a different way.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely like that is my goal. I have like 4. I ain't even lying. Y'all think I'm playing? I do have like 4 play ideas in my head and
No,
on
you don't.
paper.
All right.
In my head and partially on paper. And I'm just saying,
Sounds
like, there's certain stories that just need to be told. I mean, maybe not the
There's
story,
some that
not the
don't.
behind the scenes, the sparkle,
There's
but
some
I'm
that
just
just
saying, and some don't need to be told, right?
They
Some
can put that on unsung.
they can put that on. Nah, that'd be good. I should write. I should write
All
TV
right,
one about
Donna.
that.
Unsung.
I'm here for unsung. I love unsung. But anyway, my point is that no, I just think that we all agree that between seeing Black Panther, the whole production behind it, with the people and all the excitement, it was a great
amazing.
week. Like I think we carrying it on because
yeah,
I
it's
told
Black Panther
I
week.
Jessica
know
said Black History Month
It's Black Panther
2018
week.
was
it's
lit.
lit. It
It's
was.
Black
Was.
Panther week.
It is.
It is definitely
there's
lit.
no way that all those people that I saw in the movies today.
And I'm sure that's not their first time seeing it. I almost bet. People been in there at least 3 times. People have already
I'm
been
going back this
there.
weekend.
See,
Yeah, I
that's
need
what
to
I'm
go.
saying.
Like as I was leaving, I was like, I'm coming back.
Yeah, you got to. It's certain things you miss. That if
I was
you
just
know,
so
like,
full that I
Yeah.
feel like I needed to settle.
no, you're not certain things. Because I had it was a one moment. No, it was a one
you're
moment
right.
that was a good time moment when somebody said that's right, and I said what?
What was right?
What was right? What happened?
What was right?
That's what I'm saying. It's like the lady was in the background, like, oh no, Gina, I missed it. So now I gotta go back.
No, I was just so overwhelmed that I feel like I need to let it settle and now I can watch it
Yeah.
with a different
Yes.
eye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, it was everything. So I if you haven't seen it, because I'm just saying, like, I mean, I know we at that point. By the time we come back, like, if you ain't seen it at that point, like, I don't really know what to say.
Yeah.
Happy
It's
New
Black
Year.
Panther week,
Happy
so
New
I
Year
guess
to
we're
you.
trying
Yeah, we give you to the end of the week.
Happy
A
New
little
Year
time.
to you.
Happy. You get a happy New Year
Right.
if you haven't seen it yet. But no, so this has been a great
Yeah.
show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wakanda
I'm
forever.
excited.
Wakanda is forever.
Wakanda forever.
And people trying to go to Wakanda.
Like, I think some people really think that it exists.
I feel like that. Look, let me tell you
Wait,
something.
it said
Did
somebody
you
put
say
the
the Trojan
GPS
name?
It was like, can you tell me where the best restaurant is to eat in
No,
Wakanda?
no.
Siri-
Somebody
Siri
said
said
somebody,
no.
and then you see the other one that said, "Now we got to choose between Wakanda and Zamunda."
Right.
Which one? Oh my goodness. Well, anyway,
Could you
ladies.
imagine?
Wakanda was better than this movie.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yes.
Because when I saw him, when we saw him,
Yeah.
no, Zamunda was.
It's a while
Well, at
ago.
the time, it was great for
It was
what
everything.
it was.
That's right. At that
the
time.
wagon
At that
was
time.
nice, the palace was nice.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if we went around
I
the
know.
whole thing, it probably wasn't
It ain't what it
the
was
same
chalked up to
up
me.
there.
It was in the hood.
Drop-off.
They were in the hood.
But
I
that was the same
understand.
as Wakanda. They had some areas that
Yeah.
that didn't look exactly
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
But he's saying
Because-
Zamunda was a whole. You saying Zamunda was a front?
It was a big drop-off.
That was our first glimpse.
There was, and we was like, we knew we would.
be back in Oakland.
We knew a Wakanda would come.
Not back in Oakland.
We knew a
At any
Wakanda
moment,
would
at any
come.
moment,
We
there
know.
would be a Wakanda.
We ain't know it was gonna be 20 years
20 years
later.
later.
No,
But
I
it's
feel
okay.
like we should have literally had that recording of them singing "We Going to Wakanda." Like we going up yonder. You ain't hear that song with the guy record? We should have. That's how we should have closed out
You know
the
what?
segment tonight.
All right, ladies. Well, this is Krishna.
It's Victoria.
This is Kristen. Wakanda forever.
Stay black.
Power to the people, huh? Good night.
Then we should have been sitting there.